What's up, guys? George back again to do another DVD and Blu-ray update for the Halloween season. Today is the 26th of October. This is stuff that I've picked up or received in the mail to review over the last 2 weeks. There's quite a few movies in here that I watched already. Actually, I watched all these. There's a few that I have to watch yet. I was fortunate enough to get a package in from Wild Eye Entertainment. They sent me along 6 movies to watch, all independent. These 3 I haven't watched yet, but I watched the other 3 other ones, and that's Predator World with Sean C. Phillips is in this one, which is Cool Duder on YouTube. Animalistic, which I saw the movie Wither. It was from the makers of the movie Wither. I really loved Wither. I thought that was great, so I'm really looking forward to watching that one. And a non-horror one, I guess, A League of Superheroes. This looks fun. I think it's a comedy slash like action thing, but pretty killer. So looking forward to watching those 3. But I watched 3 of them so far. What, Dead House? This is on Wild Eye. The unrated director's cut. I really dug this one. It's basically about a scientist and his family are at home, and there's been break-ins and kind of rapes going on in the, I don't know if it's in the actual neighborhood, but these 3 guys are going around raping and killing people. And of course they get to the scientist's house and break in and pretty much torture the family. But little do they know, in the basement of the house, the scientist is working on, I don't know, it didn't really explain if he was working on a cure or some kind of serum that was turning dead bodies into, zombies, or if he was trying to find a cure for the zombies. They didn't really explain it that much, but it doesn't seem to be a zombie outbreak, so I'm thinking he trying, to come up with some kind of serum that that's going totally wrong and making these dead bodies turn into zombies and stuff. But I thought this was well done. It's pretty vulgar as far as language goes in it, and certain things, which is pretty good, which is pretty cool. I mean, I don't mind that kind of stuff, but it does get a little uneasy at times listening to some of the shit that the burglars and the rapers are, the 3 guys are gonna do. And but it's definitely worth a watch. I enjoyed this one a lot. It's definitely something I would watch again. But definitely check out Dead House. Next up is Bojangles. It's a good it's like a throwback, to 80s slasher kind of thing. Reggie Bannister's in this from Phantasm. It was cool to see him in this one. Again, very low budget, but pretty killer. I really dig low budget films if they're done well. Bojangles was done pretty good, I thought. I mean, it's not, groundbreaker or anything like that, but I thought it was a pretty fun watch. Some of the death scenes in this were pretty cool as well, but that's the main killer. Thought that was pretty good. Next up, Bone Hill Road. I really like this one. This looks real low budget, but it's done really well, I thought. I really dig this kind of werewolf type movie, but I think this just came out, if I'm not mistaken, within the last couple weeks anyway. But I really liked this one a lot. I thought this was fantastic. Um, like I said, it's low budget, so I mean, if you're not a low budget horror guy, you probably will find a lot of flaws in these films. But I thought this was fun. Um, I would definitely rewatch this one with the kids. Uh, but I thought this was good. If you like a good old fashioned werewolf type thing, definitely check out Bone Hill Road. I thought that was awesome. Next up, I picked up Hereditary. I did not like this film at all. I don't know what the hype was all about. Um, I just didn't get it. Not that I didn't get it, but I didn't get what the hype was about. Gabriel Byrne's in this. It was okay up until the end, I think. I don't know. I just did not see what the fuss was all about with this movie. Um, Unexpected kill, I guess. I don't want to give anything away with this little kid, but which I thought was a boy up until the movie, and I realized it's a female. But um, it was just okay. The ending was dumb, but other than that, it was okay. It wasn't that great. I was kind of disappointed with it, especially with all the hype. I've obviously come to learn over the years that when a film is hyped as much as it is, it usually sucks. But next up, Freaks of Nature. I don't know if I showed this last time. I may have. Kind of a cool, funny comedy horror thing. It was just okay. Nothing great, but there are a lot of people in it. Dennis Leary's in it. Patton Oswalt, Rob Odenkirk, Joan Cusack. Um, and the guy from Key and Peele's in this too. They don't have his name on here. I forget his name. This one. But it was okay. Definitely worth a watch. Just not a, it was pretty fun. I think as far as horror, zombie or horror comedies go, it wasn't bad. It's kind of like vampires versus zombies versus werewolves kind of thing. If I remember correctly, it's been a while. It's been a couple weeks now since I've seen this one, but I think it was werewolves. I mean, zombies and vampires all in high school, and it's kind of like a super bad horror film. The movie super bad, but it was okay. It was a fun watch. This one I really liked. Hostile, I guess. Um, pretty good film. It takes place basically most of it takes place in a van or a truck. That's the girl, the main character. She gets in an accident. It's after a zombie outbreak or some kind of outbreak. It's real post-apocalyptic kind of thing. Um, I believe she was out looking for supplies or something and ends up crashing the vehicle. Turns over the car and she's stuck inside the car. Um, there's these creatures that are out in the dark, and if they hear you, they'll find you pretty quick. I guess they're zombie type things or infected type things. But I thought it was done very well. It's definitely a pretty cool film, I thought. A couple of the death scenes in it, there's not many, but they were done real well, I thought. For the most part, I believe they were practical effects. I didn't really see that much CGI in this film, but that I could tell anyway. I know CGI is getting a lot better, but this one is on that Phase 4 films. But I thought this was done real well. If you like post-apocalyptic kind of things, Like I said, she's stuck in the van. It takes place mostly in the van that she's stuck in. She's trying to get, trying to get help, trying to get the people that she works for to come get her. There's a whole big deal with that, but and the ending was it was uh, kind of surprising, I guess. I kind of liked the ending, but obviously I'm not going to give it away. But I would definitely check out this one. I thought this was done real well. Um, I don't know. I really like that one. Next up, UFO with Gillian Anderson, Alex Sharp, and David Strathairn. Um, it basically is a retelling or a fictional telling of the O'Hare airport incident that happened a few years back, where a UFO was sighted over the airport. You can go back and Google it, but there was a story that there was a UFO hovering over the O'Hare Airport in Chicago, with a lot of eyewitnesses to the whole thing, and how the cover up kind of started after that. Right after that, a bunch of different theories of what it actually was. This kind of follows that storyline to a degree. It's not O'Hare Airport; it's a different airport, but it's the same story. Like there's a sighting of something, and the main kid in it, Alex Sharp, he's like a math whiz. He's trying to figure out. He was getting, they got some kind of trying to think of the word. Anyway, man, brain fart. I'm tired. I work 2 jobs now and I'm like beat. But they got some kind of computer readout from a transmission that came from, they think, from the UFO, and it was all numbers. The kid's a math whiz. He started putting the numbers together and basically figured out where the UFO was going to show up next. I thought it's a slow burn. It's definitely a slow movie, and I'm not a math whiz by any means. There's a lot of math going on in this film. But I liked it. I thought it was okay. It wasn't perfect. It's definitely worth a watch. But like I said, it's a slow burn. I don't know. It was pretty good. I would suggest checking that out. Next up, this one was crazy, and I really, really like this film. I think it just came out here in the States, but I got the UK one a couple weeks ago, and that's Mandy with Nicolas Cage. Basically, another home invasion type thing. At the beginning, these three or four like degenerates are going around in a van, driving around, going from town to town. The one guy thinks he's like Jesus. He's a cult leader kind of thing. He sees Mandy, who is Nicolas Cage's wife, walking on the back road, and he passes them, and they make eye contact, and he gets infatuated with her, and kidnaps her. And basically, it's a story of Nicolas Cage's character going after her and trying to get her back. It's real trippy looking. It's out there. It's a different film. It's real. You almost got to be like stoned to watch this film. The colors and the weird shit going on in it. But I really, really like this a lot. Nicolas Cage was fucking awesome in this film. I think he's awesome in a lot of stuff when he gets acting goofy and crazy. But I really like this one. I thought this was Man, it's really good. Some of the kills in it were good. Nicolas Cage nailed it for this one. I can't suggest Mandy anymore if you like trippy Cronenberg type stuff. I would definitely check out Mandy. Next up, Trench 11. This was pretty good. It's basically, I think, takes place in World War. Is it World War One? World War One. And I think it's German. Yeah, it's Americans and French and I think an Italian. Was it Italian? I can't remember. The crew find this German bunker that they heard about, and they go down in the bunker because I guess the war at this point was at the end, or towards the end of World War One. And they find this bunker, and obviously the Germans were doing some kind of weird shit in this bunker. It's kind of like your typical Nazi zombie type thing. But it's got a twist to it that's pretty cool. I actually like this film a lot. The way it was shot, it's an independent film, but I thought it was done well. I don't know. I kind of. It's not your typical Nazi zombie. It's a bit of a slow burn, some of it, but it was shot real well. It was shot very well actually for an independent film. I would definitely check out Trench 11. It wasn't perfect, but really good film. Next up, I just watched this the other night. He's out there. Basically, cabin in the woods kind of thing. A wife and two kids go out into, I guess it's their vacation home out on this lake. The husband has to stay back and work the day, so he was going to come up later that night. And the legend around this lake is kind of like Friday the 13th, where this kid John disappears in the middle of the woods, never to be found. And I don't know if it's their vacation home or if they rented it. It didn't really explain that, but they've been there before because John has been looking at the family every time they come to town. He's been spying on them, but which you find out later in the film. And then he comes after him, obviously, when the husband's not around. He has a cool mask. I thought the mask was awesome. Like a typical slasher type thing. But he goes after the kids and the wife. But, another slow burn film. But I thought it was done real well. There's only one or two kills that you see on camera in there, and the one kill I thought was done super well. The guy took an axe to the head, but I thought it was done. I don't know if it was CGI or not, but it looked awesome. It was really well done, but it's definitely worth a watch. It's not anything groundbreaking, but I thought it was okay. It was a good 90-minute film. It wasn't too long, but the kids get tormented by this John guy at the beginning of the film a little bit, and they're scared, and the mother don't really know what's going on until he shows up at the cabin. But I thought it was good. It was a fun film. Next up, Bloodfest. Picked this up at Best Buy. It was like $12.99 a couple weeks ago. I can't remember. It's just all these are starting to bleed together now. But Oh, that's right. Bloodfest is a festival that this guy's putting on. He's a movie director, and he's going to film a movie called Bloodfest. I think that's what it was called. About this whole festival and tributes to horror films and all that shit. And it turns out that the guy's basically getting all these kids and horror fans there to kill them all and film a film about it. And a group of, I think it was two guys and two girls went in to this Bloodfest thing, and it's them trying to get out of it. Trying to fight their way out of it. I thought this was good. It was fun. There were some funny bits in it. But it's a pretty good film. It's on Rooster Teeth, I think is the name of the movie company that put this out. But I didn't know anything about it until I saw it and read the back and decided to pick it up. I'm glad I did. I thought this was fun. It was definitely something I'd watch again. You get kind of, slashers. You get vampires in here and other things, but psycho killers. And it was cool because it was the park, or the festival had different sections of the park that were dedicated to like the slasher, or dedicated to vampires or zombies or whatever. And it's the kids running all through the park trying to get out of the park. But I thought it was fun. It was pretty funny too. Like I said, Tate Donovan's in it, which he's the only guy I really recognized. Robbie K. I think this the heavy set kid was in something recently, but I can't remember what it was. But I know I've seen him before. Next up, I don't know if I showed this before, but I watched it again. That's the uncut version of Evil Dead, the remake. I think this is fantastic. Probably one of my favorite remakes out. And this is the uncut all region from, I think, Sweden. And now I know it just came out here in the States as a two disc set. You get the original theatrical release and the extended cut. So that should be out. I don't know if that, what stores can you go to and buy this shit anymore, but Best Buy doesn't carry that much anymore. And I'm trying to think. This might be from Denmark, but it's all region. It looks killer. It has all the exclusives, Blu-ray exclusives. But I got this a while ago, but it was cool just to watch it again. I really like that film a lot. Finally picked up Happy Death Day. On Blu-ray. I had a promo burn of it, but when we went and saw Halloween last week, they had the trailer for Happy Death Day to You, which is the next one, and it made me want to check this out again. And then we went to Best Buy's right next to the theater, and this was on sale for $9.99 or $7.99, so I just picked it up. We watched it again. I really liked this film. I thought it was fun. It's like a Groundhog Day horror thing with a slasher in it, I thought this was good. I kind of called the ending, but I remember calling the ending when I first saw it. I knew exactly who it was, but and the new one looks fun as well, but I like that a lot. Then I double dipped for some steel books. First off, I got this in the $5.99 bin the same day, and that's Teen Wolf. I never had it on Blu-ray, but I don't even think I had it on DVD, but I wanted to see it again. The kids liked it, so I picked that up. But then I double dipped on all these steel books, which I hate doing, but what are you going to do? Actually, I never had this one, so this was only $7.99. Jennifer's Body with Megan Fox. I don't remember ever seeing this film. I guess she's a vampire in it type thing, but it was alright. I decided to pick that one up. I had this on Blu-ray already, but I like the artwork on this, and that's for The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. I really like this film a lot. Again, it's the same disc. It's just, you know, different packaging, but I like that artwork on it. This one's only got 10,000 copies made, and that's the Army of Darkness one. I probably have this like 6 or 7 times on Blu-ray now. I'm trying to think if there's one. Is this a Scream? I think this is, yes, a Scream Factory one. I was thinking about picking up Halloween 2, the Steelbook on Scream Factory, but it hasn't dropped in price. It's still $30, so I'm gonna wait on that one. But love the Army of Darkness. Has all the different cuts. Has all the bonus features. This one I was really happy to get because I love this film. I think I've seen this film probably 5 or 6 times now, and it's still just as fun, you know, every time I watch it. But it was cool to see this Steelbook for Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I really like this. I know there was talk of them doing a second movie a couple years ago. Obviously, that never happened. I'm hoping at some point that it will happen. I mean, this is 8 years old already. This came out in 2010, but I really, really like this film, and I have this on a couple different Blu-rays, which is, you know, I don't know if this has any extra special features. I doubt it because it was only $12.99 or something like that at Walmart. I think is the only place that has it right now on Steelbook, but love that film. Picked up the Rob Zombie Halloween 2-disc. Has the theatrical cut and unrated cut. Love the Rob Zombie Halloween films, both of them. I would imagine they're going to do Halloween 2 Steelbook maybe next year. Cool artwork on the back. I just really like this film. I know it gets shit on, and the second one gets shit on, but I thought it was awesome. I love the grittiness of it, the viciousness of it. And I finally broke down and bought my first 4K. Probably my last until I get a player, a 4K player and TV. But this was on sale for $12 at Walmart or Best Buy, one of the two, and that's the Halloween. Because I get every Halloween release on Blu-ray, or, you know, every release. So, but it's got the 4K disc and the regular Blu-ray. So, got my first 4K, which is weird, but for that cheap, I'll just add it to the collection. I might not even ever get a 4K player or TV. Who knows? But I think Blu-ray looks good enough. But everybody's talking about how awesome 4K is, so we'll see. I don't know if it would be awesome for Halloween though, because Halloween's such a dark film. And I don't want it to ruin anything as far as like shadowing goes and stuff like that. But who knows? Someday I'll watch it on 4K. But anyway, that is it for this update. I do have a couple other ones that I'm going to watch as well. I doubt if I'll be doing another update video. Oh yeah, I did get these too. I might have shown this, the Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I think I showed that last time on Shout Factory. And I did get the Shout Factory Trick or Treat. I love this film. But I haven't watched this version yet. But this is usually the movie I'll watch the night before Halloween on the 30th. So we'll watch this on Tuesday night. And then I have these two to watch as well. Lost After Dark which is like a 80s throwback slasher film, and The Witching Season. So I know this is like a low budget anthology type film, so I'm looking forward to that. I heard it's alright, but we'll see. Anyway, that is it. I'll be doing a CD update, a new LP update at some point. I got a few things on LP, but I definitely got some new CDs to show. And that will be sometime next week. So that is it. So everybody enjoy your Halloween. Let me know what you've been watching below in the comments this season. And just everybody be safe Halloween night. And I'll talk to you all real soon. Definitely stay tuned for the new CD update, the new LP update, a couple new reviews, and probably a new, new DVD Blu-ray update in a few weeks, in a couple weeks. So I'll see you all real soon. Take it easy. Click that thumbs up button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And click the little bell next to the subscription button to be notified anytime I upload a new video. So I'll talk to you all real soon. Peace.